Hey there, Catalyst. Welcome to another Wednesday devotional from yours truly, Colton Andrea, the local intern. Today we're going to be looking at a text from Matthew 20, verses 20 through 28. So go ahead and pause the video, look it up, see where it's at, flip open your Bibles. Open your Bibles. It's important. It's an important part of Christianity. Make sure you have a Bible. All right? So we're going to dive in. So starting in verse 20, we see, and then the mother of the sons of Zebedee, also known as James and John, by the way, then the mother of the sons of Zebedee came up to him, Jesus, with her sons, and kneeling before him, she asked him for something. And he said to her, "What do you want?" She said to him, Say that these two sons of mine are to sit, one at your right hand and one at your left, in your kingdom. Jesus answered, "You do not know what you are asking. Are you able to drink the cup that I am to drink?" They said to him, "We are able." He said to them, "You will drink my cup, but to sit at my right hand and at my left is not mine to grant, but it is for those whom it has been prepared by my Father." And when the 10 heard it, they were indignant at the two brothers, but Jesus called them to him, and he said, "You know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and their great ones exercise authority over them. It shall not be so among you. But whoever would be great among you must be your servant. And whoever would be first among you must be your slave. Even as the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." So there's a couple things to unpack here. First of all, the left and right hand in reference here are positions of power, and the cup is a symbol of divinely determined destiny. So when they're asking to be seated at the left and right hand, they're saying, "Jesus, would you make us great in the kingdom of heaven?" And Jesus says, "Can you bear the cup that I am going to bear? Can you handle the destiny that I have?" And they go, yeah, of course we can. But they didn't truly know what was coming. But what's interesting about this is that Jesus, as usual, flips the narrative on its head. Instead of what the world expects, "Oh, Jesus, can we have positions of power in your kingdom?" You would expect, because they're family, they're in his inner circle, maybe Jesus would go, "Yeah, of course you can, come right here, sit next to me because you are my friend, you are close to me." But instead, Jesus flips the whole narrative around and he says, "No, if you would be great, be lesser. If you would be a ruler, then make yourself a servant." The whole narrative at this time was that lords and kings were rulers, and they ruled with an iron fist over their kingdoms and over their domains, over many people. And yet we see this is a typical example of what Jesus does throughout his ministry. He flips the status quo. If you would like to gain your life, then you must lose it. Serve if you want to be great. Give if you want to be rich. Bless your enemies when they curse you. Bless your enemies. Offer them the other cheek if they slap your other cheek. I mean, all of these ideas are ideas that are totally foreign to this culture and the society that everyone lives in. They're used to kings. They're used to princes. They're used to tyrants ruling with an iron fist. And yet Jesus continually shows us how we are to live and love as Christians by example. He went to the outcasts of society. He healed them. He ate with them. He lived with them and washed his own disciples' feet, something that a master would never have done. And in the midst of this, we see this picture from Jesus about who we as Christians are supposed to be. We're supposed to be servants. We're supposed to be like Jesus. We're supposed to be the people that go to the communities and help the hurting and the broken. Jesus calls us to not just be in our own little world, but to be aware of what's around us. A lot of us, we need to look more not at ourselves and internally, but what's going on in our neighborhood? What's going on in our school? What's going on in our home? How can we serve others? Because that's the model and example that Jesus set out for us to follow. And if we look no different than the world, if we're trying to serve ourselves by, gaining money, gaining influence, just living a good life, then what do we have that's any different? You know, one of the primary draws to Christianity is that our lives should be different. We should be marked by the presence of God. So I encourage you guys, throughout the week, throughout this time, just take a moment and look around your school, look around your community, look around your friend group, and ask yourself, how can I serve? How can I serve my friends? How can I help my parents? How can I help my neighbor? How can I show Jesus to a hurting world? Thanks, guys.